أنا طلال سيسالم. He's gonna rap for us performance. كيفك طلال؟
تمام كيفك؟
تمام. طلال my cousin. قل لي كيف بلشت؟ أنا بعرف بس قول لهم كيف بلشت.
بلشت انا عمري 13 سنة بالراب. هلا انا وصغير كنت بكتب شعر دايما، بس الراب بلشت على 13، يعني حبيت اكتب اغاني، اعمل اشي جديد وبلشت اكتب اشياء بسيطة يعني، ومنها اتطورت. بعدين زي ما عارف يعني شفتك هيك وحكيت لك، قلت لي انت بتعمل بيتس واشياء زي هيك، فبلشنا نشتغل مع بعض وهي طلعنا شغل منيح يعني.
قول لهم مين بكتب لك وبسجل لك.
بكتب لي انا بكتب اغاني وبس، البيتس كلهم بروديوسر مازن بيعمل لي اياهم وسجلهم وكل شيء.
أوكي يلا نجمجم.
يلا.
يلا نجمجم.
Let me tell you a story. The story is about my grandfather Rashid Skak. Palestine, born and raised. Life in Palestine, man. It ain't easy. I'll tell you about it. Okay. It all started back in Jaffa 1941. 1942, he turned one. This is before the gunfire, the fights and stuns. Prior to when the war crimes begun. Palestinian lives were shaped by the gunmen. Palestinian wives raped by the gunmen. We and the Israelis lived in peace. Wasn't a cake and we didn't have to share the last piece. But we should have cherished that moment while we had it. Cause we didn't know it. It ended fast. And after just 6 years, he was 6 years old. Slept peacefully at night and woke up the next morning. Hear the scariest thing that he ever heard. His parents were talking about it. So he eavesdropped behind the door. They had an enemy attack the village and they were all murdered. Shock and anxiety ran through his veins. He didn't know what to expect when he heard his parents say they were probably gonna come to their village and do the same. His mind was just too undeveloped to comprehend. So he ran to the room and he cried to them, "What is it, son? Why you crying? Cause I'm sitting here happy my brothers are dying. What you saying? Where you getting this from? I just heard you talking. Don't lie to me, mama." Gasped from his mom, sighed from his dad. They hugged him tight. Don't cry, don't be sad. Said that they were gonna move to a safe place, that they were gonna be okay. But later on, as they advanced to the day, the fright was still in him, and he heard a faint voice suddenly becoming louder and coming closer to him. What they were saying he couldn't quite tell. Went out to the streets, he could see him in the distance, and you knew that this instance they were gonna start running, go that safe place. What they were saying he couldn't quite tell. Went out to the streets, they were getting closer. One man had a megaphone in his hand and the others were riding along with big weapons. They said what happened in the other village is gonna be happening over here, so you better evacuate. Behind him at the time were his mom, dad and siblings. They had a few bags carried along with them. Said you gotta go pack up all your things, we got 24 hours and then we're gonna start running, go someplace else. Just 24 hours. Can you imagine? How the hell do they expect us to abandon our homes and everything we have in our country, our childhoods, our upbringings? And even if we manage to get that strength, we can't pack everything in plastic bags and baggage. What they're doing is insane. It's not humanitarian. I can't even begin to imagine what's going on in their heads. What were they thinking? What were they expecting? Yeah, they got what they wanted and we believe in, but the evil's more criminal than anything I've seen in my whole life. And I don't think I'll see any worse, cause they're at the peak. Where we gon' live, where we gon' sleep, this is our land. Shouldn't we have a chance to speak? But we don't, because they took that away. They don't care if it's our own country, they won't give us our own say. And I gotta say, unfortunately, their plan worked pretty effectively. In just one day, they got 711,000 Palestinians to evacuate and leave the country, destination unknown. But that didn't mean we did not run away and run frantically. All this in this little is 24 hours. For the people that said we were cowards, we were running in circles round ourselves. And when we got to a border, they just sent us back. Pulling us walking like we're athletes on the track. But we don't get any closer at the end of each lap. There's nothing to look forward to at the finish line. Who am I kidding? There's no line. It's a matter of time. Finish is not but an illusion in our minds. This all lasted 3 days until one night they moved to Gaza on the other side. Yeah, they're in the same country, still in Palestine, but between them and their homes is around 50 miles. They had to walk the whole way, didn't even have a car to ride. Some folks took a boat off the shore side. My grandfather lived in Gaza, had an okay life. Wasn't too shabby, but also wasn't that bright. There were the occasional attacks as the Israelis tried to take over Gaza, to occupy. And they might have succeeded once or twice, but they would never spend too much time. As the resistance of my people is high, that's why until this day we unite with each other for a better life. Hand in hand and we shall strive, never abandon the land is Palestine for life. And the story goes on, yet the rest remains untold.